But the problem is that they had a policy where it was a very dumb policy. Like, you have to pay for a separate room even though you're sharing the room. Right, Abraham?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird policy.
It was super strange. The reason she said that is because it was old and they didn't have enough of the, like, they didn't have enough resources for everyone that was there. And if we all turn on the water at the same time, like, it could shut down or like
it was very
stuff
old
like
school,
that.
I'm telling you.
So you had to pay for, like, even though we were sharing a room because it was 4 of us, you still had to pay for a room separately. And that's how much the cost of it. That's how they broke it down. So we ended up paying like $300 per couple for one night.
Yeah.
And I don't think our friends were very happy about that. But we had no choice.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, at that point, it was either that or sleep in the snow.
Yeah.
So,
and I did hear a couple people begging for a room, like, please, let me stay here.
Yeah, because after us, they were like, all right, 2 more people. And then they were like, all right, that's it. We don't have no more rooms anymore. I was like, oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
we felt so bad because we would share, you know, it ended up having two bunk beds. Two bunk beds, and it ended up having a master bed. So we were like, okay, we could just share with someone, but they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I guess that policy too, like, oh, you can't share. Or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Like, oh, I remember now. So per twin bed, they count it as only one person. So even though we could both just share the twin bed, they were like, no, you have your own twin bed and he has his own twin bed. We don't care if you spend it together, but we can't, like, rent out the other twin bed, or we can't, like, give it to someone else.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So if technically we had another person with us, they had to figure it out because there was no other way they could just share with all of us.
Okay, where's the heater? How do we turn it on?
That's crazy.
I feel like we're living in the times.
I mean, that is sad.
Old times.
Somebody for activity.
And we did try to do, like, the whole, okay, we're just gonna sneak in. Nope. Yeah. They look exactly at, like, who's going up there and everything.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the lady was able to give us, like, 10% off or something because she knew our situation and she was very friendly. And she was going through it herself because one of the rooms, you needed a lock to go in, and one of the rooms was not unlocking. So she was just frustrated because she was the receptionist. And,
I think
like,
she's the only one working.
That's why she was the receptionist.
Yeah.
And the maintenance guy and the person that put out the food. So
it was crazy.
Really bad for her.
Yeah, and then so that night, I mean, we just ended up staying there, and it was just crazy. I mean, we had to get something to eat, buy some chains. We ended up going to a cool little spot. It was like a little pizza place. It was cool.
Yeah, the pizza was really good.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though we kind of went through all this chaos, like, we still kind of made the best out of it. You know what I mean? Because we're like, all right, well, we got snowed in. Well, we still got to eat. So, it was good. I mean, it was a good time, you know, while we were there. I remember we all had to call in and, like, hey, we got snowed in. At the time, I think our managers didn't even believe us that we got snowed in. But, yeah, it was crazy.
I never wanted to go home so bad that I kept refreshing the Truckee page every second to see when they opened the roads again. Because if they opened the roads that night, I probably would have left that night.
Yeah, but it was just dangerous all night long too. Like,
of course.
Or something. So.
And the chains that we bought, it was all my fault. I was being very stubborn because of how stressed I was, and I was like, I
mean, we're all stressed.
I
so
felt
it's okay.
so like, I don't even know. Like, it was so hectic. So I told him those chains fit, and they didn't. And there's no returns on the chains.
Nah, once you buy them, that's it.
So our truck was stuck there overnight.
Yeah.
So the highway patrol towed it.
Yeah, they towed it. They contacted me in the morning, but at that point, like, me and Joanna, we already did our, like, research, you know, like, oh, okay, this is where it happened. This is where we gotta go pick it up. So
it was $500
to get it out the next day.
But before the night before, like, the only night we stayed there, we were already going to sleep, and we did have Wi-Fi at that point, thankfully, so we were able to contact, like, our manager, like he said, and like our family to let them know we're okay.
Yeah.
And Lucia, for some reason, decides to look up the hotel that we're staying at.
Oh, like the reviews.
And she said that someone found bed bugs. So I could not sleep.
No, you couldn't sleep at all. You're
I
like,
was-
"Dad, pick up the mattress."
I made him look everywhere. Like, I was traumatized because we did find a spider. So I was traumatized
Yeah.
that, like,
Well, like I said, it was an old
you
school
know,
place.
like, I honestly felt it humbled me because I was like, okay, like, Joanna, relax. Like, you know, there's people that are out there dying. Like, you
Right,
need
I
to
mean, they're
relax.
kinda-
But at that moment, downfall after downfall after downfall, you're just
It
like
was
want to
chaos.
give up. Like,
It was chaos.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the only reason why also we knew the truck got towed is that when I bought the chains, I actually walked over there to see if the truck was there. I tried like
Yeah.
shoveling it out, like
Mhm.
getting it out, but I just couldn't. It was already like covered in snow.
So the last part of the trip, which was already when we were going to the tow truck company,
Yeah.
the cherry
already
on
the
the
next day.
top of everything.
Tell them.
So we wake up extra early. We didn't bother our friends because we were like, okay, we already put them through enough.
Yeah.
Even though like they willingly came with us and everything, you know, we still were the drivers, so we were like, okay, let's go figure out
I
the
felt
truck
a little bit more
situation.
responsible, you know.
And
so.
let's like walk and get some stress, like relieve some
Well,
stress.
in the GPS, it said you could walk to the tow place.
To the location,
6
uh-huh.
minutes, right? That's not bad. Oh my god! If you go, I swear to you guys, we went on a hike.
We went on a hike in the snow.
It's
It took us to the woods, and there was no tow truck company.
There
and
was maybe like if you passed the entire mountain full of snow, which was 6 minute walk, but every
So-
time we walked, the snow was like up to right here.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think we're going the right
Nah.
way anymore. And I'm screaming at him at this point because I'm like,
I think we both had a
Babe.
meltdown breakdown.
yeah, I'm like, babe, I'm just gonna lay here.
On the snow.
This is it. And he's like, no, we gotta keep going.
Yeah,
It's
I was trying to
this
be like
way."
very, supportive and just keep it calm, but low key, I was panicking myself.
Yeah, we
still.
were really panicking. We were like sick of each other at that moment because we were like, no,
Yeah.
you're wrong. No, you're wrong. And he took me up to the woods more when I
Yeah.
told him it's not
Yeah,
that
we
way.
should- yeah, you see, this is why I come in stubborn, but it's all good.
So
We live and
I
learn.
finally convinced him, let's go back. So we go all the way back. Our clothes is soaked. Our
Yeah.
friends are looking at us like, where did you guys even go?
Yeah, they looked at us like, hey, y'all crazy.
We had the last of the breakfast because we were late for
Yeah.
breakfast now, and we are like desperately talking to the lady in the front, and I'm like, hey, is there any Ubers around here?
Nah, you picked up the app? Nothing. But luckily...
No Ubers, no nothing. You're on your own, you're stranded, you're dying.
Man, that was
That's how I
crazy.
felt.
Just even looking back at this.
And she was an angel because she's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I have a friend that's a taxi. Let me call him.
Yeah.
She calls him and he says, oh no, I'm not around that area. It's going to be another 3 hours. And I said, please get here right now. We will pay you extra, please.
Yeah.
And she did beg, like, please, they really need
Yeah,
help.
we didn't really care at that point. We were just trying to get the truck and just dip out of trucking.
And so by the whole time that he finally showed up and then we got to the towing place and we paid, and it hurt to pay that amount.
That was crazy.
We just didn't think about it. We just slid the card and didn't talk about
Yeah, we were like,
what
we'll deal with
just
that later.
happened. And we finally were on the road by like
Finally.
12 p.m. And the highway was still closed, so it took us through the back route of Lake Tahoe,
Yeah.
which is a more dangerous route. And we were scared once again that we were gonna slide off the road.
Yeah, because I mean, there was still snow, but you could tell, like, the person who cleans up the roads was already cleaning it, but even then, like, it was still slippery, and we're like, man, this can't happen again, So
It was something
it was
that
traumatizing.
I hope no one goes through. And so we were finally like in the car, all warm. And
Yeah,
we just sat
Heater
there
on, enjoyed the moment.
and we were like, what did we just happen?
how did we survive? It was crazy.
I think the car ride was probably the quietest car ride I've ever
Yeah,
been
those
in.
2 hours were probably the most quiet. We didn't even play music.
The
I think
whole, yeah.
I think we were still trying to process, like, wow, did we really went through this, you know?
The whole car ride, I was just praying. Honestly, I was just praying, like, please, God, just let us get home. And I promise I'll never go out again. And I promise I'll never do anything bad again. And, you know, like, I know it's so bad to try to use God in your convenience when you're going through something, you know? But I was just like, I can't believe how everything escalated and how we were only 2 hours away from home, and 2 hours became like a whole another 24 hours. And when we finally like dropped our friends off, we just all kind of just looked at each other like we made it.
Like, we made it. See you next weekend.
And at that point they were just exhausted too.
Yeah, you could tell.
You know,
I mean,
like,
you know,
I'm sure they
were there for
didn't
us,
want to
too.
see us for a few days, even though it wasn't our fault. Like, we weren't probably the easiest to put up with because we were arguing, so we caused a little bit of arguments between them. And then of course we all talked about it.
we did.
We apologized. We were like, hey, like, only us four would have survived this. Like, if we were stuck with other people, we would have never survived it.
I don't think
You
so.
know,
Somebody would have lost it or something.
We came a lot closer as a friendship.
Yeah.
And they apologized, we apologized, and we agreed that the next trip we're making is gonna be without snow.
Yeah, so that was our first and last time we ever go to Reno.
We technically did go back to Reno last year though, because they got married in Reno.
Yeah, that's true.
But
There was
it
no
was in the
snow.
summer, so
It
it
was
was totally different.
perfect. It was perfect, so that was good. But yeah, never again in the snow. You know, God is good though. I mean, it could have escalated a lot worse than what it did. But,
Yeah, we
you know,
could have
God was
gotten
there
in
with
an
us, so.
accident or something. And
But God was with us, so that was good. Yeah, so that was our crazy story about us getting snowed in. Man, we live and learn.
yeah. So like I said, this is probably the worst trip. But even in those challenges, we learned so much.
Yeah.
And we were all in survival mode, and we did what we had to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think we grew and, you know, we learned about each other. We
Yeah.
grew as a relationship after all of our little arguments we had there. But also with our friends, like, I think this got us even closer to them.
Definitely.
You know, we got to know them on a different level too. And we knew how to handle certain situations now. So it's good.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to our story time.
Hope you guys liked it.
Let us know what other kind of videos you want. We're gonna try to film a few more. And yeah, stay tuned. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Well, don't forget to like this video, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.